Welcome back to my channel. I'm getting ready to make some Rasta pasta, and I'm making it with chicken breast. Sometimes you can make it with shrimp or shrimp and chicken, which I consider making it with shrimp and chicken, but today I'm just doing the chicken. And this is what you're going to need. You're going to need some orange peppers and some red peppers. And you could use green peppers if you want to, but I'm choosing not to use the green peppers today. I'm gonna chop up some garlic. You need some scallions or green onions. I'm gonna use some chicken broth. I usually make my own chicken broth, but today I'm using this canned chicken broth. You need some heavy whipping cream, some kosher salt, some shredded Parmesan cheese, and you can use I think it's called Walker Wood jerk seasoning. That's the wet seasoning. Or you could use you could use Jamaican jerk spice, the regular dry seasoning, which as you see I'm going to use today. And of course you need the chicken breast and the pasta, and I'll show you that in a little while. Just cleaned the peppers and de-seeded them for slicing. To slice up the green onions. I'm just going to discard the little tip there. I'm discarding that little tip, and I'm just going to slice them up. I'm boiling some water. Well, it's boiled now, and I just added about a teaspoon of kosher salt in it, and I also added some extra virgin olive oil so the pasta won't stick. So now we're going to cook our pasta, and I have the San Giorgio Penne Rigate, which you could use any brand you want, and you could use any penne pasta you want. I'm making for a big family, so I'm going to use a lot of pasta. Plus I have to make a separate vegan one as usual. Now you don't have to make this fully cooked or fully soft. You have to boil your pasta al dente because it's going to cook some more when you put all the rest of the ingredients in it. Now this is going to be a one-pot dish. So once the pasta is done, I can start sauteing my chicken. I thought about grilling my chicken in another pan. By the time the pasta finished cooking, I'll make my decision. Okay, so right now, I'm going to season the chicken for it. I'm just going to use some garlic powder. I'm going to use just a little bit of ground ginger. A pinch. I'm going to use a little pinch of lemon and pepper seasoning. Some black pepper, ground black pepper. then, last but not least, dun, 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 the Jamaican jerk seasoning blend. Actually, to be honest with you, this is the first time I'm using this because I usually use the Walker Wood. I think that's the name of it. I'm getting old, so I don't even remember. But I usually use that jar of wet seasoning. But this was more economical and I just wanted to try it as well. Now I need to put 1 tablespoon of the jerk seasoning on the chicken. I'm just going to open the top actually and pour it on, pour a little on. So that's about 1 tablespoon. I have 4 chicken breasts for this because we're going to cut up the chicken breast after we cook it. We're going to slice it up. And I'm going to take some of that pasta out of, the cooked pasta out of the bowl for my little vegan daughter. I think I could use a little more of the jerk just to make it real jerkish. I hope it's just not too spicy. Some people don't like that much spice. Everybody in my house likes spice. I like spice, but I noticed that in the past year or so, my mouth can't take it as much as it used to. Okay, so I made a decision. I'm going to just do it in the grill pan because I want the nice grill marks on it. Let the pan heat up a little and then I'm going to add some olive oil. Put some olive oil in it. I'm going to take the paper towel and just rub it around so the chicken won't stick. Even though olive oil doesn't really help it that much from sticking, but that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to heat up this olive oil a bit. Alright, so the oil in the pan should be hot enough because you know cast iron heats up really fast. So I'm just going to lay the chicken on there. And I'm going to let it cook until both sides are browned and with grill marks and that the inside is cooked. I'm going to lower my heat a little bit so it won't cook too fast on the outside. Okay, right now I'm going to check to see if the chicken is done on one side. It looks pretty good to me. And I'm going to let the other side cook. I have 2 more pieces that I have to cook after this. It looks like the chicken is just about ready to take off the grill. See, look at that. Nice and brown. So I'm just going to plate that, sit that on the plate. And I'm just going to let it sit. Then I'm going to push the oil around in the pan so I can put my other 2 pieces in. I let this first batch of chicken sit for a minute, so now I'm going to slice it up. Just going to slice it in medium pieces. My bowl and go on to the next one while I'm letting the other 2 pieces of chicken breast sit. They have to rest for a little while, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Looks yummy. It looks like roast turkey actually. So now I'm letting my pot heat up so I can put the remaining ingredients together. I'm going to pour some olive oil in the pot so I can saute the veggies. The first thing I'm gonna do is put the peppers in. And I'm gonna put I'm gonna put the green onions and the garlic in at the same time. I'm gonna let those saute for about a minute. Next, I'm gonna put in green onions, but I'm gonna save some of the green onions for garnish. And I'm putting in the garlic and let that saute. I'm gonna turn the heat down just a little bit. I was just trying to get my pot really hot. I'm going to add a little of the jerk seasoning to the pot itself. And stir that in. Then I'm going to put a cup of the chicken broth. That's almost half a can. And I'm going to put the heavy cream. So that's 3/4 of this container because for my amount of stuff I need like 12 ounces. And this is 16 ounces. I'm just gonna let this simmer for a few minutes until it thickens up.
Few moments later.
Now we're gonna add the Parmesan. You're supposed to add a half a cup, and I'm going to add a cup because I did 2 times the recipe. I'm going to stir this until it's melted. See it melting? Yum, yum. I'm gonna just let it simmer so it can melt a little more. Then I can put the pasta in the chicken and it'll be done. Yay! I actually think all of the Parmesan is melted. So now I'm gonna put the pasta, which is unfortunate that pasta gets stuck together while it's draining. I'm gonna try to break it apart some. You put the oil and the salt so it won't stick together, and it sticks together after you cook it. Just stir it in there. You can see the cheese all pulley and everything. And I'm going to add the chicken and then stir it all together. Mix this up. I'm going to try to mix this off camera and I'll be back. Look at that. And I tasted it and it's just delicious. Next, we're gonna show you when I plate it up, and we're gonna eat this glorious Sunday Rasta pasta meal. I'm gonna pair it with some sauteed cabbage.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my seat.